Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is one of my most favorite and interesting topics to talk about because it is so profound and incredible in terms of the impact it had. The orphan trains. The trains which started in 1850, just after the last reset, where hundreds of thousands of children, officially, but I'm pretty sure the number is even higher, maybe up to millions, were relocated from cities and sent to the countryside in different countries of the world. This, guys, was one of the most craziest events which has happened in the history of humanity. Now, these children were called the Foundlings. Quite interesting because you see the name found, as in they found them completely on their own. Foundlings. And it was a worldwide phenomenon. Once in the asylums and hospitals, the children were then given made-up names, completely made-up names, and sent out from cities to rural areas via trains. They either found foster parents, worked in farms, or grew up on their own, with a completely new identity and literally zero knowledge of their heritage. But I mean zero, guys, as in zero. So this was effectively this was the last great reset, where effectively what happened is that the orphans in the late 1850s, the official story was that the parents died in the cities because of disease and war. Official position is that during the 1850s there were thousands of children living on the streets in several major cities. The children were actually effectively searching for food, shelter, and money, and sold rags, matches, and newspapers just to survive. The children formed the gangs for protection because life on the street was very dangerous and they were regularly victimized. The police often arrested the children, some as young as 5 years old, and put them in lock-up facilities with adult criminals. Determined to remedy the situation, the Children's Aid Society and the New York Foundling Hospital devised a program to take children away off the streets of New York and Boston and place them in homes in the American West rather than allow them to continue to be arrested and taken advantage on the streets. Now, the orphan train movement was a supervised welfare program that transported orphans and homeless children from crowded eastern cities of USA to foster homes located largely in rural areas, alright, in the Midwest. The orphan trains operated between 1854 and 1929, relocating about 200,000 orphans, alright, abandoned, abused, or completely homeless. While the official narrative talks about 200,000, it is highly probable that there were millions, because as always you know, they never tell you the truth. This is very, very important. Now, similar orphan-related operations were getting executed all over the world, not just in USA. They were doing these things everywhere in the freaking planet, which is something that is just crazy. Now, what happened in reality? There's a big question on that. Very simple. Their parents were effectively killed in these famous no-victim urban fires. As you guys know, there were lots of fires back in the day in the 19th century. For some reason, there were fires literally everywhere. And what happens when there's lots of fires? Lots of adults, of course, they die. And then lots of children are left, without their parents, which is obviously quite dangerous. Now, could have it happened? Most likely something similar or remotely, close to that happened, because it's just impossible to have so many children on the streets suddenly, and it suddenly became a problem. Like, it wasn't a problem and then it just suddenly blew out of proportion, and then many other countries in the world had this problem. Again, it just doesn't make any sense. The children also were not told what was their heritage. They were moved in different rural areas, okay, in the country, in USA, and again other countries, and these children were also descendant of German, they were descendant of Irish, Austrian, Russian, American, even French. So they were from different parts of the world, and they were moved across. They were given to child labor effectively in different farms, different places. And the most important part, their history, their past was never explained to them. They were growing up and they had no idea even where they were coming from. They were completely clueless. Even they were given fake names. Why would you give a child a fake name? Why would you not tell the child who were his real parents? What was the purpose of hiding that information? It doesn't make any sense, unless what you want to do is you want to make sure that these children do not remember in any shape or form where they are coming from, which is personally what I believe is the main purpose here. So guys, as always in my videos, this is a very controversial topic. I do not ask you to believe me, I do not even ask you to entertain me in my opinion. Just take this as a anecdote, as something interesting, and then research it by yourself later on. Think about it, investigate it, use your own initiative to find out more about this, because guys, you will only find the truth if and only if you make it from your own effort. Someone just telling it to you, you will not really accept anything, purely because your brain is still wired to the official narrative. And that's it from me guys in this video. As always, I shall see you in the next upload.